Good morning, all of you. In today's session, we are going to start with the 10th standard chemistry and physics. Unit 9 electrical current, series number 15 is going to be discussed. In the earlier session, we completed electrical current, what is mean by potential difference, electromotive force of the given electrical circuit, what is mean by resistance, Ohm's law, and its subsequent daily life applications, and what are the important factors which are showing impact on resistance, and how can we construct a electrical circuit by making these as well as in a parallel form. All these topics were discussed in the earlier session, and a detailed explanation available on the channel called World of Competitive Chemistry. In addition to this one, unit number 1 to unit number 8, entire detailed explanation available on the channel called World of Competitive Chemistry. Now we entered into series number 15, where we are going to discuss about the concepts which are related with the worse impacts of the electrical short circuits or high voltage or overburden, all these, how such a consequences are possible, and what are the worst impacts generated by such a kind of accidental incidents. Now let us discuss about series number 15. Here you might have heard about the sentences like this month we have consumed 100 units of electrical current. What does unit mean? Okay, everybody are familiar with how many units of current consumed per a month. In accordance with that one, we will get the electricity bill. Based on the number of units consumed, we have to pay the amount subsequently, right? So here the fundamental unit, what we are using for this measuring, for quantifying this electrical current, what does it mean? Now let us see the detailed definition for this one. I collected this answer from Doubtnet, from online platform. Thank you very much for your valuable information. Units are kilowatt hour is the consumption of the electrical power in 1 hour by electric appliances. Okay, so here these are the devices we are using at our household purpose. We may use refrigerator, washing machine, electrical cookers, and also microwave ovens, television, laptops, desktops, so many kind of electronic devices, air conditioners, so many we are using in our daily life. For all these, we are consuming some extent of power, right? Within 1 hour, how extent of consumption is possible is denoted as units, otherwise kilowatt power. Both are alternative synonyms to one to another. How extent we are consuming this electricity within 1 hour for running all our electronic gadgets what we are using in our daily life at our household purpose, right? So this is denoted as a unit. Okay, so simply unit, which alternatively known as kilowatt per hour, is nothing but consumption of the electrical power within the 1 hour in order to run all these devices at our household purpose, right? A bulb is marked with 60 watts, 120 volts. What do these values indicate? Now let us see. Here, I chosen one of the bulb and whose capacity is 120 volts and its 60 watts capacity is provided. Then how can we mention and what is the detailed explanation 120 volts and 60 watts of power, right? So a bulb is marked with 60 watts and 120 voltage. This means that the bulb is capable to capture the potential difference of 120 volts from the source. The source maybe you may take from battery, otherwise you may take from a grid electricity. From that, we are taking 120 volts of current. And at the same instant, that device, this bulb is able to consume 60 joules of electrical energy that might be converted into either heat or light. As already we know, in accordance with the conservation of energy, energy neither be lost nor be created, can be transformed from one form to another. We are using this electrical power and may convert it into either heat form, otherwise light form. Both are possible simultaneously. When we are illuminating the bulb, you can experiencing the heat around that because some extent of energy transformed into heat, and also that is radiating the light too. That means it is simultaneously exerting or discharging heat and light, right? So in this manner, here the bulb is consuming 120 watts, 120 volts of power, and at the same time 60 joules, because energy is measured in terms of joules. 60 joules of energy it able to convert either into heat form or light form, otherwise both as well, right? So that is the meaning of 60 watts bulb with a capacity of 120 voltage that consumes 120 voltage potential difference and used to convert 60 joules of energy into a corresponding heat or light energy, otherwise both as well. Now, electrical appliances that we use in our daily life like a heater, cooker, fan and a refrigerator consume electrical current. The appliances whichever we are using at our household to ease our livelihood. We are using so many electronic gadgets at our household purpose because they are giving convenience to us. All these which are driven by the electricity are said to be household electronic appliances. All these are requiring the electrical power. When they are connected to the electrical circuit, then only performance of these gadgets or these devices are possible. Those are said to be household electronic appliances. Now, let us consider a conductor of resistance R through which an electrical current I is going to be passed. We know that when current passes through the conductor, heat energy generated. So I'm taking a circuit and here point A to point B was taken. In between potential difference generated will be taken as a V. And whenever electricity is passing from one end to another end, always there is a discharge of heat is possible. It is clearly mentioned in this. A discharging process during the discharging heat evolved. That bulb is becoming hot during the travel of electrical current from one end to another end. So this is the fundamental thing what we discussed in this slide, right? Whenever electricity with the known resistance of R and the strength of power will be I, while moving from one point to another point, there is a expense, there is a discharge of heat energy is possible. Consider charge Q which is exerted in a coulombs passes through the point A and moves to the point B in the time interval of t seconds as shown in this figure. Here we are starting from the point A to point B, we are moving, and while moving we are taking the time consumption of t seconds. Initial time when we are going to start at that instant time will be 0 because we are going to A to start, right? So in order to reach this point B, we need some second. For example, 10 seconds required. That means that T is equal to 10 seconds, right? So in this manner, we are going to travel from the point 1 to point 2, and a current which is transported with a charge of Q coulombs were taken here. Let V will be the potential difference. Always potential difference denoted with V because it is the voltage. Voltage, the scientist got the inception of this concept. That's why this will be the voltage. And between the point A and B, this will be the potential difference denoted with the point letter B. A work done by the electrical field in the time t is given by how extent during the traveling of this electrical current, how extent work done, that is equal to W is equal to Q into V. Q denotes what? Charge of the electricity in coulombs, and V is the potential difference in the voltage. This will be taken as the equation number 1. Now, this work is equal to energy lost by the charge while passing through the conductor, right? So whenever we are passing current from one into another, for example, we are taking 10 volts of current initially and reaching point B and we are extracting 8 volts of current. When 10 volts are traveling to another end, 8 volts will be converted, 8 volts will be collected. What happens for remaining 2 volts? That remaining 2 volts got converted into a heat energy. So that will be a work done. So extent of energy lost exactly is equal to work done here. What is the energy lost by the charge in 1 second? That is given by W by T. Within 1 second, how extent of energy lost and thereby it is converted into a work. That is given by W by T is equal to Q into V by T. What we are doing? We are taking the equation 1. Both sides that will be divided with the time T. W by T is equal to Q into V by T can be taken here. In the above equation, Q by T is nothing but charge by time represents the current flowing through the conductor. So here, within this time period, the charge traveling, this ratio is denoting what? Current traveling in this circuit. W by T represents what? Work done per second. Within the second, how extent of work got carried. That is given by W by T. And the lower classes, you had studied that the power is nothing but rate of doing work. So how extent power extended, that extent of work has been done, right? Hence, W by T represents electrical power. W by T simply replaced with the alphabet P. P is nothing but W by T, work done within the second, right? Electrical power P is equal to V into I. V is a potential difference, I is the strength of the current. When we take the product of these two, that is denoted as the electrical power. This equation can be used to calculate power consumption by the electronic devices connected in a circuit. So whatever the electronic circuit we are taking, how extent of power consumption is possible. You may take house, a single house as a unit, otherwise any kind of region. You may take a single room as a unit. In that, how extent of power consumption is possible, that is taken by this equation. According to Ohm's law, the V is equal to I into R. V denotes what? Potential difference. I is the strength of current in amperes. R is the resistance in ohms. V is equal to I into R is called the Ohm's law. In accordance with this one, we can calculate the power consumption in the unit area. Now, we can write the equation 3. P is equal to I2. R is equal to V2 by R, right? The equation P is equal to VI can also be used to know the power that can be extracted from the battery or any source. How we extend power dragging from the source? You may take battery, otherwise a grid connection. From this extent of power consumed. So in the same way, extent of work done is also possible. In the same case, we modify the equation. If we are calculating, if we are concerned about power drawing from the battery source, in that case, equation is slightly modified. How it will be? P is equal to V by I, just to be discussed. Now it can be replaced with P is equal to epsilon I. Now voltage replaced with epsilon here, where epsilon is the EMF of the battery. It is a more confined term and most meaningful term when compared to the voltage when we are considering the energy which is dragging from the battery. Let us consider an example to understand the power consumption. In order to understand about power consumption clearly, we are going with one of the example. Substituting the values of V and P in the above equation. So they are used to substituted with the numeral values. 120 into 120 by 60, that will become 240 ohms. A bulb is marked with 60 watt and 120 volts was taken into the consideration. We are taking a bulb with the capacity of 60 watts and 120 volts. This means that the bulb is connected with 120 volts source and it will able to convert 60 joules of electrical current into light energy within 1 second. Just now we discussed about here one bulb have the capacity to extract 120 volts of current and 60 joules will be taken into the consideration. From this marking of bulb, we can measure the resistance. How can we measure? There is a relation. Already power consumption is equal to V2 by R. V2 denotes what? Potential difference and R is the resistance. Now, in order to get the resistance, R is equal to V2 by P can be taken. Now, substituting the values of voltage and power consumption, so it is possible to get this R value. So here already we know voltage is given as 120. That 120 can be taken and a power consumption that is 60 watts. So that it will be 120 into 120 by 60, it will become 240 ohms. Thus, bulbs marked 60 watts and 120 volts will offer a resistance of 240 ohms. The resistance will be 240 to the flow of current through this normal condition. And this bulb is connected to 12 volts of battery. The consumption of energy is given by power consumption is equal to V2 by R. Now, voltage provided is 12. So V square it will be. V square means we have to take a twice of this value. So it will be 12 into 12 by resistance. How extend the resistance? 240. So here 12 into 12 by 240, it will become 3 by 5. It is nothing but 0.6 watts. In case of this one, power consumption will become 0.6 watts. Now, since what is the smallest unit or bigger unit will be kilowatt. So for infinitesimal value, you may go with the watt. And if the bigger value will be their kilowatt can be taken into the consideration. There is a relation between individual units of this power consumption. 1 kilowatt exactly is equal to 1000 watts. 1000 watts is equal to 1000 joules per second. This is energy system, energy units of expression. Now, you might have seen current bill that comes into home every month. We will get current bill in this manner. Digital meter will be there, which used to take the reading, and we will get the current bill. Consumption of the electricity is marked in units. What does units will represent? A unit is nothing but within 1 hour how extent of power consumed in order to run all the electronic appliances which we are using at home. That is called a unit, which is also called as kilowatt unit as well. Just now we discussed. 1 kilowatt is equal to 1000 joules per Kelvin, which may taken as 60 into 60 seconds. So it will become 3600 into 1000 joules. That will be 3.6 into 106 joules. What do you mean by overload? What is mean by overload? An electrical overload occurs when too much current passes through the electronic wires. If you are connecting so many clumsy wires to the electronic circuit, what happens? There is a possibility of overload. Wires heat and there is a risk of fire. So that causes damage to the electronic devices are possible. When this overload is possible, exceeding the rated load of the electrical circuit wiring, which causes the circuit breaker to the trip, suffering from. So whenever heavy load is possible, some breakers will be there that used to stop that circuit and the over voltage can be minimized. We will be safe from that over voltage and short circuit may be avoided. Such breakers will be there, and even fuse wires also used to protect such a kind of overloading conditions. If such conditions are not provided, that there is a cause of fire accidents in this condition. If there were no breakers present in the circuit, that causes overload. So whatever the load we are applying, that will be extended exponentially, and finally those conducting materials may not survive, may not bear that extent of load, so that there is a overheating, over circulation, and that finally leads to the fire. And that causes hazardous impact on household and even in the factories and so many commercial purposes as well. Then we frequently hear that there is an overload and which damage the electronic devices also. What's the meaning of that one? Electricity when enters into the home through the wires, two wires are there, and the two wires are used to circulate the electricity to our household purpose. And these line wires have low resistance and a potential difference, having the maximum limit up to 240 volts. Till 240 volts, it able to obey. Two line wires run throughout the household circuit, and they are used to run the all household applications, right? The fans, televisions, refrigerators, whatever we are using at home, they are running, and maximum limit will be 240 volts. We frequently hear. Then what is mean by this overload? We are taking that only. All the electronic devices are home are connected with the different points between the two wires, so that 240 volts is the maximum limit. If it exceeds, they all are connected in a parallel manner. If it is exceeding, what happens? That causes hazardous impact on us, right? So we know the value of resistance in electronic devices and the calculated. So that is, resistance is calculated by using Ohm's law. I is equal to V by R. The maximum limit will be 240 ohms and 1 ampere. This is the conditioned, that means optimized condition. So this is a maximum safe limit. Up to this, we will not face any hazardous impact, even we are using the maximum extent of power. Now, based on the resistance of each electronic device, draws some current from the supply. Total current drawn from the main is equal to sum of the current passing through the individual devices. That is simply called a junction law. Extent of current we are getting from the outside source, that will be dispersed into the various systems. For example, we are getting the electricity of 120 volts. That 120 volts will be split into various regions in order to perform all our daily life applications. If we add more devices to the household, then the power consumption also increases. So this is the mainstream from which we are, all these are the electronic devices which we are using at house. And current drawn from the main also increases. As the number of gadgets increases, current consumption also gradually increases. That is the fundamental thing which we already know. What happens when the current increases greatly? So maximum limit, we already know, up to 240 it will be the safe zone, that will not trouble anyone. If it exceeds, so if it exceeds this extent, and the current strength should be in the range of 5 to 20 amperes, these are the optimized conditions. If you are exceeding this condition, this will be the applicable load. 5 to 20 ampere strength of current is required, and one more thing is a 240 volts of potential difference is also bearable, right? So if it is exceeding than this, heater, fan, bulb, fridge, television, whatever we are using, their individual consumption will be like this. Fan will consume 4 amperes, bulb will consume 2 amperes, fridge will consume 8 amperes, television 8 amperes, 6 amperes, in this way. So this electricity will be possible used in a different purposes like this. As the heater shown in the figure, the current drawn from the main exceeds the maximum limit of this one. That causes overloading. Overloading leads to hazardous impact on us. To prevent damages by this overloading, we have to connect electrical fuse wire. The most important thing is here, arrow is indicated in this diagram, which indicates the fuse wire. What's the purpose of fuse wire? Fuse wire having low melting point. Immediately it will open the circuit. Circuit will be opened. That will stop. That will retard the movement, so that over voltage will be avoided. So circuit will be opened, and that over voltage is completely minimized by this fuse wire. Most probably wires are made up of a solder thing like tin and lead combination can be used, and low melting value containing materials are used to make these fuse wires. That used to oppose, these are nothing but fuse wires, simply you can say breakers also, which used to avoid that hazardous impact of overloading and current short circuit. Such kind of worse impacts can be minimized by inserting such a kind of fuse wires. Over voltage can be minimized, and different fuses you can use based on our requirements. So many type of fuse wires are available, and in different kind of conditions they are available to us. All electronic devices saved from the damage that could be caused by overload. Thus, we can save the household wiring and devices by using these fuse wires. So it will save us, right? So this is the important condition we have to know. The point to be noted. So the extent of current and time duration of the current usage for the household electricity extremely varied with the factory electricity usage, because obviously per factory a lump sum amount of huge amount of electricity consumption is required when compared to the household. Household is a single unit, simple unit, where the current consumption is somewhat less. But in case of factory, that is the mega unit, where extent current consumption will be more. That's the reason why there will be a deviation. Now, think and discuss type of question. This is the most important thing. We are discussing short circuit. So here, short circuit, what's the main difference? That is diagrammatically represented here. Closed circuit, which is required for the passage of current, then only illumination of lamp is possible. Generally, we are using this for the lightening of lamp. And the open circuit, if we are cutting in a circuit in a certain extent, current passage may not be completed, circuit not closed, so that lightening of lamp may not be possible. And another new term called short circuit. So short circuit is nothing but by means of any factor, if these two connecting wires are connected with a new combination, so that a faulty accidental mixing of two different wires in the condition that causes short circuit. Short circuit, faulty accidental connection between the 2 points of different potential bypassing the load, establishing the path. New path is introduced so that the voltage is not in the uniform manner, and that causes the hazardous worse impact on our application. So that may cause exploitation like this, and that may cause fire hazard also. So here, why does short circuit damage the electronic wiring and devices? Because over voltage will be supplied. The maximum limit will be 20 amperes and 240 volts only. But when short circuit is there, that causes highest extent of current passes through that, which causes overloading, which causes melting of those wires, and fire generation is possible. That causes very hazardous worse impact on us. By this, we successfully completed this unit number 9. Hope this will be helpful for your preparation. Thank you very much. Thank you for your consistent listening. Thank you, one and all.